Hello dears, welcome back again to our chemistry curriculum for this year. Now we are to start our section 3.3, which is the electron configuration. Let me give you a fresh reminder about the last section. We have studied together the imagination of different scientists and the sequence of their imagination about the structure of the atom. First of all, we have studied that the atom was made by a model by a scientist called J.J. Thomson, and he made the plum pudding model. And then Rutherford came and made the model of the nuclear model of the atom, as we can see here in this figure. He imagined that the nucleus, protons, at the center of the atom and surrounded by electrons that revolve around the center like the solar system or the planets revolving around the sun. After Rutherford, we have studied another scientist called Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr discovered that the electrons around the nucleus are classified according to their amount of energy, and they are distanced according to these amounts of energies. I mean that the lowest electron content of energy will be the nearest to the nucleus, and as the electron has higher energy or more energy will be far from the nucleus. So he called something locating the electrons, and he called it energy levels or energy shells. After that, a group of scientists came and made another most recent model of atom, and they called this model the quantum model. They called it what? The quantum model of atom. In the quantum model, these scientists assume that the atom has the nucleus at the center and surrounded by something called electron cloud, and they mean by electron cloud that there is not a certain location for the electrons around the nucleus. You cannot assign a certain location for any electron around the nucleus. So now we need to assign a definite location for electrons around the nucleus to make what? To make electron configuration. So what is the meaning of electron configuration? From the topic, we can define electron configuration as it is the distribution of electrons in their energy levels around the nucleus. So how can I define the location of electrons to locate them in the energy levels? Let's know, or let's study together what are the quantum numbers. Those scientists who designed the quantum model of atom helped us to assign the location of electrons around the nucleus, but we cannot locate the electrons around the nucleus precisely. So we can say that we can locate the probable location of electrons around the nucleus. Let me give you an example. If you have a fan rotating, you cannot assign or define the place of each arm together during rotation, right? Because it's rotating too fast. But you can guess where this arm will stop at, and it may be right or may be wrong. But here in the electron locations around the nucleus, we will use something like coordinates. You know the coordinates we're using when you go somewhere using the GPS? These coordinates can assign a probable location. So here we will use something similar to these coordinates. We call it the quantum number. Let me tell you first, how does these quantum numbers define the location of electron or the probable location of electron. And instead of saying the probable location of electrons, we can give it a name. We call it orbital. We call it what? Orbitals. Let's see here the meaning of orbitals. Orbitals are regions around the nucleus that corresponds to specific energy levels, or they are regions where electrons are likely or most probably to be found. So orbitals are the probable location of electrons around the nucleus. There's a very important definition. Can I know the location of electrons for an excited atom or a ground state atom? Yes, a ground state atom. What is the ground state atom? It is the atom at the lowest energy state. So each electron will be at its proper location. But the excited state of atom means that this atom gained or acquired a certain amount of energy, made the electrons go to further higher energy levels. So there are two types of atoms, one at the ground state, where the lowest energy state, the other is at the excited state, the state in which an electron has more energy than it does at its ground state. The last thing I need to tell you about orbitals, which is the probable location of electrons found inside or during or among an electron cloud, that orbital is like a chamber or a room, okay? Each chamber or each probable location can contain maximum how many electrons? 2 electrons, okay? So you can say that orbitals is a chamber or a probable chamber can be found around the nucleus. Each probable location or each location contain by a maximum 2 electrons. Can it contain 1 electron? Yes. Can be empty? Yes. But its maximum capacity for electrons is 2 electrons per orbital. Okay? This is the end of our first part of this section. Next time, inshallah, we will tell you about or more about the quantum numbers and their importance and usage for locating electrons and electron distribution. Thanks for your listening.